I am Bruce Miller, and I'm with the Sioux City Journal.
How
Hey,
you doing,
I
Bruce.
have,
Bruce? Nice to meet you.
I will tell me, how do you schedule something like this? You basically got two films going at once. How do you make sure that everybody is working somewhere at what day?
Bruce, you might as well have been on the production team. That's an incredibly great question. Yeah, no, we took advantage of every second and minute that we could get our hands on. We filmed this in a way that Martin and Malcolm's storylines never touched, and we also filmed it in a way that our actors weren't on set at the same time, purposely so that we could savor the moment that they very first time meet, both Martin and Malcolm and Betty and Coretta. So it was a challenge. We had the greatest team in the world behind the crew in our production department that brought the ability for us to strategically film this in the way that we did to light. So you are spot on in noticing that and noticing the difficulty in trying to pull that off.
When you also have families involved, how do you please them?
You talking about our personal families?
No, when you have the right, your families, well, they don't matter.
We
They
can talk a
don't,
lot
they
about
don't,
that. Yeah.
not about them. But when you've got the King, Martin Luther King family, and then you also have Malcolm's family, how do you please those people?
Well, you do your best, but we were fortunate that one of our producers on the series is actually Ambassador Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter. So, having her support, having her wisdom, her knowledge, and was beyond invaluable for us because we were able to kind of pick her brain and discover different small pieces and things that we may not have known about Malcolm personally. And that was a direct result of our conversations and her involvement within this series. So yeah, it's paramount. I don't know if you can truly please. I don't know, but you do your best as you possibly can, and hopefully you do it with honor and integrity during the process.
Does anybody step in and say, no, you can't do that or you can't show that?
No, I mean we were lucky, Nat Geo from the beginning when Reggie and Gina Bythewood were brought this particular project. The intent was to do it solely about Martin Luther King, and they had the very intelligent insight to say you can't tell the story of Martin without Malcolm. And so we've had a lot of support from the top on down to bring this particular version of the story where we can dispel the rivalry of Martin and Malcolm. Writ large to the public because we've had such great partners along the way. So could not have been more excited and proud of having Nat Geo as the partner and bringing this to light, and Reggie and Gina Bythewood's insight into making it about the two men rather than just about one of them.
So when you go to the casting part of all of this, where do you start looking for people to play the parts?
Well, it for us it's rare in television that you get your first choices. And for us, we were blessed and fortunate that, we were able to get Aaron Pierre, Kelvin Harrison Jr., Ruche Opia, and Jamie Lawson to, portray these characters. And so for us, we literally were beyond fortunate because most of the time you have to go through tens and dozens of actors and actresses to try to find that person who can embody the role. But for us, from moment one, we knew who we wanted. And then once we actually sat down and had conversations and saw their passion and their desire to want to portray these icons, it was beyond humbling for us. So,
And it was purposeful for us to cast younger. Everybody when they close their eyes and picture Martin and Malcolm, we see them as these very elder statesmen. But unfortunately, neither men lived to see 40. They both died at 39. So it was purposeful for us to show them as what they were when they started these journeys into the civil rights movement, which was in their early 20s. And so that's why we cast actors in their early 20s to do that, because we wanted that youthfulness, that exuberance that they had. And we wanted that to be a major focusing point of the story so we can learn a little bit more about how they became husband and wife, how they dealt with the relationship struggles that we all deal with, how they were as parents for the very first time, how they dealt with their parents themselves. And we were excited that of all of the great tellings of Martin and Malcolm, we were going to be the first to potentially scale them down in age. And we were really excited about that opportunity. So to Raphael's point, closing our eyes and saying who would be the dream team to get as of young African American actors to do that, we could not have found a better quartet than we did with the folks that we found.
Did you know they were both in The Lion King?
Yes, yeah, we did. That was a nice little tidbit
That's some synergy right there.
to find out that they had a connection prior to the project. So it was always kismet. It was meant to be that we got exactly who we were supposed to have to bring these people to life.
The other thing that really struck me from watching this is the music. I was really taken by the amount of music that you had in it and the choices you made. When did you decide that was going to be an important element of the film?
Well, it was something early on that, and this is, part of our discussions with, our EPs on the series, Reggie and Gina Bythewood, that we wanted to really, explore different ways of how music can impact the story, and almost in a way try to make it as contemporary as possible, but not too far right or too far left. So for us, it was something that was early on we discussed of how we can properly kind of use it to perhaps maybe attract a different audience and who can learn something about Martin and Malcolm, and how a needle drop here can only maybe enhance a scene or a story or a different lane that you have within a different hours.
How am I so stupid that I didn't know Coretta was a singer?
You're not no, you're not stupid. Listen, we came into this, we are humbled in what we thought we knew when we originally started this project and what we learned throughout. And that Coretta was a classically trained opera singer was one of the things that we did not know. And it was exciting to learn that because we felt that our audience would have the exact same reaction that you just had, which is, I did not know that. Wow, I have a little bit more insight about this person than I did before I started this show. So it answers that question as to why do we need another retelling of Martin and Malcolm, is because we don't know them as well as we think we do. And we had that feeling throughout the process when we were working in our writer's room, and as did our writers. And so it was fun that we got to be the audience. We got to learn something new. And we hope that every single hour, the audience takes away something entertaining, but also something new about these four iconic people.
Well, and then Ron Cephas Jones, talk about casting him, and wow, it's a great final performance.
Unbelievable, unbelievably humbling that he would want to take on the role. Damien and I were fortunate that we actually worked with Ron many moons ago on another series, so we had a somewhat of a relationship with him, but the entire process of working with him during this series was, again, it's a testament to who he was as a man, because he was so giving, so loving, so nurturing, and such a hardworking talent. So for us, it's an honor that we are able to kind of say that the last time that he was able to kind of work was with us, and on this project.
Yeah, there are a few people who enlighten and brighten everything that they do, and that was who he was. And he made this project better for his presence in it. And we could not be more grateful to have had him on board. And we are proud of that fact, and proud that people will get to see him absolutely do an incredible job in the role of Elijah Muhammad.
Well, it's remarkable. Thank you so much, and great good luck with this. I hope it gets the attention that it deserves.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Thank you.
that.